What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And as usual, definitely I'm going to talk about English, problems related to English. How can we get better at English? Because this is also one of my habits that I've made in the last few days. But it's not just that in the last few days I'm doing this thing. It is something that I've been following since quite a while now, since last couple of years. That I try to speak as much English as I can, and whenever I mean, most of the times, I get into situations where I get the option of speaking in English or in my own native language, that is Hindi. So if I get this sort of option, I mean, not a compulsion. If it's a compulsion, then of course, definitely I'll speak in Hindi, sorry, in English only. But if I don't have a compulsion, but I have an option of choosing either of the languages, then I deliberately choose English only, because I know that the more I will speak, the better I will get at my spoken English at this language. Right. Uh, so yeah, I elaborated a lot. The main point was that I have also made one of my habits of speaking English deliberately on a daily basis. Right. One thing I already told you, that I usually try to get into scenarios where I can speak English. That's another thing. And I speak with most of the things that I speak with myself in my head, or whenever I talk to myself, whether I'm planning about something or any damn thing. So I most of the times I speak in English with myself only, because I know this way also, if I continue to speak in this language, the better I'll get. And I have definitely seen some significant improvement, because I am someone sitting right here in front of you. I'm someone who was absolutely pathetic at English language, especially as far as speaking was concerned. I could not frame even a single sentence in English, honestly speaking. Right. So from there, I have reached this level, whatever level you want to call it. I think I consider my level to be a kind of okay. That I'm a kind of okay speaker. So who can speak, who can at least make others understand, who can at least be a part of basic conversations, and talk about various things. Right. So I have made a deliberate practice sort of thing. I did this deliberate practice habit in my habit tracker. And there are certain habits listed for every day that I follow. Right. So one of the habits that is the priority for me is to deliberately speak in English, and deliberate consumption of American English, or any English that is related to native English speakers countries like America, UK, and Canada, Australia, and whatever. Right. So basically, consumption, listening, not just consumption, not just reading, but listening specifically. All right. So the topic for today is the biggest mistake Indians make while learning English. The biggest mistake Indians make while learning English. I had a lot of food recently, so I'm not feeling that well, because, to be very honest, the food was a bit oily as well, bit fried, which I'm not a big fan of. But I had no other option, because I was so damn hungry, and it's already 1:54 a.m. It means I'm recording this video at night, at very late night, almost 2 a.m. The time is. All right. So if we eat good food, we feel better. Right. If we don't eat good food, we don't feel better. In general, that happens. Yes, sometimes we feel so good after eating junk food. But junk food is something that doesn't give us good results in the long run. But there are also some sort of food that we eat which doesn't feel good, right? And when we consume it, like the food that I had, because, see, again, it will be too elaborative and way out of my topic, so I'll stick to the topic only. The biggest mistake Indians make while learning English. What are the mistakes you feel that we Indians make, or not just Indians, most of the people who who don't have English as their first language, and they are learning that language, they're deliberately trying to learn that language. What, according to you, is their mistake? And when I say learning English, I'm specifically talking about speaking English. What, according to you, are the mistakes? It can be one mistake, it can be multiple mistakes. If you already have got something in your head, I really request you guys to please put that thing in the comments. Right. All right, and definitely I'm going to tell you what are the mistakes. uh, Mistakes in my observation, and these are also the mistakes that I used to commit, and I also believed in them, that okay, if I follow this path, or if I follow, or if I do these things, I can definitely become a very good English speaker. But unfortunately those things didn't work almost at all. Forget about being well, they didn't work at all. First thing that, or first mistake that we generally make is grammar learning. We think that if our grammar is good, we can speak very good English, and it is absolutely bullshit. This is not true at all. Honestly speaking, we have already learned a lot of grammar in our school time already. Why I'm saying this? Because the people who speak very good English across the globe, including the native English speakers, they don't have any idea of grammar. And I mean to say, or almost all of them have got no idea at all of grammar, but still they speak fantastic English. Let me give an example. I speak Hindi. I don't have any damn idea of Hindi vyakaran, but still I speak Hindi. I've been speaking Hindi since my childhood. I am speaking Hindi even before I knew what Hindi vyakaran was, because Hindi vyakaran was something that I got introduced to in my school time, and even before that I was speaking Hindi effortlessly, right? Same goes for English or any other language. You don't need grammar at all in order to at least become a speaker. Definitely you need grammar in order to understand the language better, or in order to speak better. So grammar, you can consider grammar as an add-on or as a bonus, but it is not a prerequisite or something mandatory that you need at any cost in order to become a speaker in the first place. No, not at all. You don't need grammar at all, but still we end up working a lot, or focusing a lot on grammar. That is a total time waste and a big misconception that we guys have. So grammar learning is not at all important. So if you are into learning grammar or anything, or you think that you can become a very good speaker of English language, or even a speaker of English language just by learning grammar, you are in a big delusion. You are committing a big mistake. You are wasting your time and efforts, and maybe money also. I don't know how much money you have spent already, or you may spend in the future. Don't focus on grammar. Grammar is just an add-on, but trust me, even if you are absolutely fantastic at grammar, still you may not speak English language. We have a lot of examples. The grammar we have already been taught in the school is already way more than the amount of grammar required in order to speak English language. Let me put it in a better way. The amount of grammar we already know is way higher, or is way more already than an average native English speaker knows. Is way more than that. So we already know a lot of grammar. Still, are we able to speak English confidently? No. Still, we hesitate a lot. Still, we make a lot of mistakes. Still, we are not able to even frame one sentence properly and confidently. Forget grammar. If speaking is your main goal, grammar is just an add-on. It's a bonus. If you know grammar, then of course you can do something better, but it won't make you become a speaker. Second thing is vocabulary. We focus a lot on vocabulary. We focus on a lot of collection of words. So vocabulary, for those who don't know, vocabulary is nothing but, vocabulary word means collection of words. So people think the better the vocabulary will be, the better they'll be able to speak, the better their English will be. Technically, yes, if you know more words, you can concise what you want to say in lesser words, but it is in no way important to become an English speaker. You can have a very basic, or even way below average vocabulary, and you can still be a fluent English speaker. Yes, you know, we guys are so obsessed with vocabulary. We think that the more words we know, the better we'll be able to speak. I have seen a lot of people who know a lot of fancy words, but still they are not able to speak English. They are not able to speak English for even a minute. For even a minute. Yes, I am in this video for almost 10 minutes now, and my vocabulary is pretty below average. Yes, my vocabulary is not at all good. And earlier it was even worse, because vocabulary is also something that we acquire with time. Vocabulary is also something that gets better with time, right? The more you listen to new and new content, and the more you read, your vocabulary gets enhanced. I will definitely make another video on active vocabulary and passive vocabulary, the kind of vocabulary that we get from books, and the vocabulary that we get through listening. So both of them have got a very different use case. They definitely are important, but I will definitely let you know the use case of both, and you will also get to know which one is more important and which where you should focus more on. So vocabulary building, don't deliberately get into this word building thing, that okay, I just have to learn one word every single day or two words every single day. I've seen a lot of people, and I was also suggested the same thing, that you should learn one word every single day. This should be your goal, or two words every single day, this should be your goal. Or maintain a diary or maintain a notepad or something, where you should write every word that you learn, so that you can use that word, and try using that particular word that you learn in your day-to-day conversations. It is not a practical thing, it is not an easy thing. I mean, even if it's an easy thing, I think, according to me, it sounds like a pretty stupid thing, and no good English speaker has ever done this thing. Yes, what do you think? The people who speak absolutely fantastic English, even as a second language, do you think those guys, carry a notepad or something, or they, write down each and every a single day a new word, or they carry this goal of theirs every single day of learning a word or two every single day? No, no, they don't. Still, they speak absolutely fluent English. You don't have to go by this vocabulary building thing. It is again a bullshit thing that we end up wasting a lot of time on. Instead of learning a word or two every day, just get surrounded with English environment. Make your environment of English. If you read something, read that in English. If you listen to something, try to listen to that content in English only. Try to watch English movies, try to watch English shows, try to watch English podcasts. You may definitely have some of your interesting sports or some personalities, be it from India or from any other place, wherever you belong to. Or I mean, you may like any personality from any geography, right? You may like some sports players, or any actors, or celebrity politicians, or what not, right? You can watch their interviews, you can watch their podcasts. A lot of English shows and movies, there are endless things are available on YouTube. You have billions and maybe trillions of videos already available, that too in English. So we don't have, so the bottom line is, what I'm trying to say is that, just consume English as much as you can. You will automatically get new words and everything. You will get new words, new phrases, and you'll feel that you have started using those words unknowingly. It will happen unknowingly, it will happen automatically, that you'll start using the words and the phrases that you listen to a lot, that you read a lot. And this is what exactly happens with everybody who speaks very good English. They listen to a lot of English content, and the more you will listen, the newer things you will listen to, you will come across a lot of words and phrases which will unknowingly and unintentionally go into your head, and they will become a part of your head. They will become a part of your information bank, and you will end up using those words even without knowing. If you are a bit observant, then you will get to know, then you realize, oh, I'm using this new word. How did this happen? Oh yes, I had learned this word from that particular book, or from that particular movie, or somebody was saying like this. This is exactly what happens. Don't focus more on vocabulary building. Vocabulary definitely enhances your English ability, there is no denying it. But if you feel that once your vocabulary reaches up to some very good level, then only you can start speaking English, or if you have got a very good vocabulary, then only you can speak English. No, you can have a fantastic vocabulary, still you may not speak English, because English speaking is a practice, is a skill that you'll have to try, that you have to practice, that you will have to master. And it can only come to you if you start speaking the language. Third mistake that we generally make is reading habit. What we feel again is that the more we'll read, the better we'll be able to speak. No, sir. I was also suggested the same thing. Read newspapers, read English novels, and your English will you will speak fantastic English. I tried reading English newspapers, I tried reading English books, but still I was not able to speak in English. The biggest problem was, I was not even able to understand most of the English, which I read in newspaper or in books. But of course, with practice, you definitely start understanding all these things. So I'm not going into that thing. Definitely, if you read more, you will, you read better. That's for sure. But reading, having the ability to read more and to read good doesn't make you a good English speaker. You can read, or you might have read a lot of books, but still you might not be able to speak very good English, or even speak English properly for a minute or two. Even if you start to speak English for a minute or two, you feel like, man, I'm feeling a lot of difficulty. uh, I'm not able to speak, these sort of things. Why? Because you have done reading practice and not speaking practice. So if you read a lot, you will become a very good reader and not a speaker. So this is another mistake. Again, reading enhances your speaking ability. Reading enhances what is already there. So the entire cake is your ability of speaking English. And those drizzled chocolates, chocolate, whatever, what is it called? I don't even remember. The chocolate chips, and the cherry and everything. These things are these vocabulary building thing, the grammar thing, and the reading thing. Those are just the garnishing things. Those are things that enhances the beauty or maybe a bit of taste. Those things solely are not responsible for that cake. If those garnishing things are available but the cake itself is not available, what will you garnish? What is the value of those chocolate chips only, and that cherry and everything? Cake is the main thing, right? Even if a bit of garnishing is not there, the cherry and the chocolate chips are not there, still people will buy the cake, because cake is more important for them. That garnishing thing is definitely cherry on the top or icing on the cake, whatever it is called. It's that. Watching English movies or shows is another mistake. That is the last mistake that I'm talking about. I'm already 17 minutes, more than 17 minutes in this video, but it's okay. I will definitely have to complete the topic. So the last suggestion that we get, is the last mistake that we make. Again, it's not a mistake, but it's a mistake for the goal that we have. And our goal is what? Our goal is of speaking English. So the last mistake that we generally make is watch English movies and shows. Yes, it's a very good thing. Probably uh, the least impactful mistake, I would say. Still, it's a mistake, and I am going to tell you, why is it a mistake. But it is least impactful mistake among all these. So we get suggestion of watching English movies and English shows and everything in English. Listen to the English songs and everything. I know a lot of people, who have seen a lot of English movies and shows and whatnot, and documentaries and I don't know what series and all. But still, when it comes to speaking, they can't speak English. They can't speak English even for a single minute properly. Why? Because grammar will enhance your grammar, vocabulary building will enhance your vocabulary, reading habit will make you a good reader, and watching English movies will make you a good listener or a viewer. But all these things will never make you a speaker of the language. So, what will make you a speaker of the language? You will become a speaker of the language only by practicing speaking. Do you speak even for 2 minutes every single day? Do you speak for 5 minutes every single day? You don't speak, you don't practice speaking on a consistent basis. So, how can you become a speaker of English language or any language? You cannot, sir, because our mouth and brain needs a coordination. We have got a lot of information, a lot of English already there in our head, but still we are not able to speak in English because we are not using that information through our mouth. That is the biggest mistake, which most of the people don't even realize. They do a lot of things. See, the things I told you, the mistakes I told you, these are a lot of things. People do all these things. They definitely do religiously, they definitely do consistently, most of them at least do, but still they feel they are not even able to speak in English. They are not able to frame even two sentences properly confidently in front of anybody. They feel so reluctant of speaking about any damn thing. They feel a lot of things, they think a lot of things. Oh, what about this, what if that, what if god knows what all things, just because they don't practice speaking. You will have to practice speaking. These are the mistakes that I also committed, but as soon as I realized that to become a better speaker, I will have to practice speaking, I will have to speak, I will have to open my mouth and throw English out of it. The moment I realized this thing and the moment I started practicing it, almost few weeks from that time, just few weeks, not even a month, not even a single month, maybe 2 to 3 weeks at max, I could definitely notice an improvement in my spoken English. And God knows this, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. If you put a comment, if you put a comment in the in the comment box, and if you ask me about the offer letter, which was the first offer letter of the call center, of the Hindi call center that I got, 47,050 rupees something, or maybe 47,500 rupees, 4750 rupees per month only was the salary. My English was absolutely pathetic, and I got hired in a Hindi call center, that too after being rejected in at least 2 to 3 call centers, that too Hindi call centers, and I was rejected in a Hindi call center for my English. I am coming from that level, sir. My English was zero. The moment I realized that speaking only can make me a better speaker, and the moment I started practicing speaking, in a matter of couple of weeks only, I felt that improvement. I felt that confidence building up. I felt that, yeah, now I'm speaking better. Earlier I was facing a lot of difficulty with speaking in this language, but now I'm getting better. Now I'm feeling less of resistance, now I'm feeling less of hesitation and more of confidence, just because I started speaking English. And what the hell I was doing? I'm really very sorry for using this word. What exactly I was doing? I was doing nothing. I was just practicing speaking for a minute or two. I still remember I started with just a minute, 60 seconds. And yes, it felt difficult in the beginning. Speaking straight for 60 seconds non-stop without using any other word of Hindi or any other language. Each and every single word in English. It felt difficult to me, honestly speaking. Even for a minute. I'm already more than 22 minutes in this video, but that 1 minute initially it felt so difficult to me. I felt like, my God, how will I be able to do that? But I did it. I just thought of a topic that, okay, no, I'm just gonna talk about this particular thing, and I spoke about that topic for a minute. Definitely I made a lot of mistakes. I'm still making a lot of mistakes while speaking. If you guys know good grammar or anything, you guys might find a lot of mistakes in my English. But I know that I'm going to make mistakes, and I also know that with time my mistakes are definitely gonna drop only. They're gonna reduce only. I know that. And even the native speakers make a lot of mistakes. Even they are not grammatically good. Forget about being perfect, they're not even good. But they speak English. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, a language is nothing but a medium of communication only. Right? So in order to become a speaker, you will have to start speaking the language. I'm already a lot in this video, and I'm already more than 24 minutes in this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys want to have one-on-one speaking conversation with me, if you want to know anything about me, or if you want to just practice, practicing is very important. And if you want some inputs from me, any of your customized input that you want to talk to me or want to ask from me, I welcome you, in a one-on-one conversation with me. You can check out the links. How can you connect with me? You will have to check out the links. The link is in the description, and the same links are in the pinned comment also. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.